2017's valedictorian, Reagan Virginia Brinkley.
Thank you, administrators, teachers, fellow graduates, friends, and family for coming out tonight to commemorate one of the biggest milestones in our young teenage lives. I want to say a special thank you to the administration for making this big day possible, and to all of our wonderful teachers for their support in giving us graduates a quality education. Most of all, thank you to the parents, guardians, and friends who helped make this night possible. As I labored and worried over spring break about what wisdom I should impart to you, I continuously came up blank. Then it occurred to me that that was the point. I, just like everyone else that has ever walked this planet, do not have everything about this speech or life in general figured out. Maybe that's not something you expected to hear from a nerd who's supposed to know a few things, but I think that's okay. One thing I can say that I have learned in the last 4 years is that absolutely no one has life figured out yet. Even the people you respect most and who seem to have it all together probably secretly have a little existential crisis every now and then. One of my favorite scientists, Neil deGrasse Tyson, even said, "It's okay to not know all the answers. It's better to admit our ignorance than to believe answers that might be wrong." I need you to know that it's perfectly okay to not know what you're doing, whether it be in your future career, relationships, or day-to-day decisions. We are all doing our best to navigate this beautiful, terrifying life, and it's fine to not know all the answers. Even though we may not have all of life's answers, I believe that our actions will set us apart in life. Most of us won't change the world, become famous, or be written about in history books, but we each have the power to make a difference. The tiniest actions can change your own life and those around you. Choose to do your best in whatever endeavor you pursue. We are not all destined to be CEOs, brain surgeons, or movie stars, but we can choose to live with conviction. Whatever you do in this life, do it to the best of your ability. You'll thank yourself for it in the end. Choose kindness. It matters, and it can instantly impact someone's life. You never know what a person may be going through, and an act of kindness may be exactly what they need to get through the day. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Choose respect. Respecting peers, teachers, and superiors and inferiors at work will go a long way to making your life better and making someone's day just a bit brighter. Choose forgiveness. High school is a breeding ground for meanness, and I'm sure we've all experienced it over the past 4 years. Your life, beginning now, is going to be filled with hate, too. Choose to overcome. Choose to forgive. Do not dwell on the people who do you wrong, and you will be so much better for it. Kurt Vonnegut said, "Be soft. Do not let the world make you hard. Do not let pain make you hate. Do not let bitterness steal your sweetness. Take pride that even though the rest of the world may disagree, you still believe it to be a beautiful place. This world will not treat you kindly, but do not let it steal the best parts about you. Forgive the ugliness, overcome the pain, and believe that there is still good in this world. People with kindness and love make it a beautiful place. Never lose sight of that. Choose to love all mankind. Despite racial, political, cultural, and social differences, we are all a part of one human race. We are all completely different people with different perspectives and outlooks, but we can choose to love no matter what. J.R.R. Tolkien poetically said, "Some believe it is only great power that can hold evil in check, but that is not what I have found. I have found that it is the small, everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay. Small acts of kindness and love. Your choices make this world beautiful. Choose love because it is the greatest power. It is the greatest command. Love keeps us human, helps us grow, and keeps the darkness at bay. It is truly our purpose and the greatest part of being alive." My great-grandfather, Earl Cawthon, chose all of the above when he came home from World War II to a wife who had mourned his absence while he was away in the Navy. He hadn't stepped foot on land for a year leading up to the close of the war. When he finally made his way home from Japan, a man who should have been recognized for his service, he received no accolades. Recognition for his patriotism didn't come until he was old and feeble. He came home, farmed, lived a simple life, and was one of the best men I've had the privilege of knowing. He put his all into everything he did, respected the people around him, was honest, showed kindness, and above all, loved with his whole being. Did he change the world? No. But he changed quite a few lives by being a good human being and doing his best at everything he tried. If you ask about Earl Cawthon in the small town he hailed from, even today, you see a smile on every face. His name will never grace the pages of a history book, but he was a great man who lived a great life. I would love nothing more in this life than to be just a sliver of the person he was. I hope we can all be the kind of people that do our best and live authentically despite the trials of our lives. Finally, be an active member in your life. Do not sit idly by as the seasons change and the years roll on. Times will change, as they always do, but be a part of it. So many of us are guilty of saying, "It is what it is," in response to whatever we may be going through. My best friend from high school, and likely my lifelong pal, Wikipedia, says about that phrase that it is commonly used in American culture as a response of acceptance to something that makes little sense or has little to no validity. Sure, it makes no sense, but this life is valid. Life is the most real thing you're ever going to experience, and it's the longest thing you'll ever do. Make it yours and make it count. Be the greatest person you can be and live a great life. Thank you all again for coming out tonight in support of Northgate's bright, vivacious class of 2017. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for supporting me and loving me throughout all my endeavors. All glory be to God. Good night, graduates, and good luck.